Welcome to Queer Conversations. I'm your host, G of Very G TV. I'm here every Tuesday, 6 p.m. EST on this Facebook channel, Very G TV. And my guest today is the phenomenal poet, May Rain.
Hi, hello, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and thanks for being a guest today. So May Rain is a poet in general, and we could start off with talking a little bit about yourself as a poet and what took you to poetry.
I fell in love with poetry in second grade.
Oh, nice.
I think everybody knows that by now. I've been loving poetry since I was a very small child. And eventually, I evolved into writing my own poetry. Started from reciting other people's poetry and then evolved into writing my own poetry. And I tell everybody that poetry saved my life. I would find myself in very dark places as a kid, and so being able to express that, to write it out, was just a gift.
Okay.
And so it saved my life.
Wonderful. And any particular poets that you were drawn to?
I love Langston Hughes. Maya Angelou, everybody loves her,
Yes.
right? The mother. Just so many. My second grade drama teacher introduced me to Black American poetry.
Okay, good.
And so, just the twang, the different dialects that you would hear expressed. Of course, I didn't hear that amongst my friends. And so,
Right.
When you learn and you get familiar with this, and then you connect with your family that is also Southern, it made me feel very much at home to recite this kind of poetry.
Okay. So thanks for joining everyone who's joining. Hey, Darlene, how are you doing? Darlene was just on a couple weeks ago. So how did you get from... So you're writing poetry as a child, and when did you start actually performing poetry?
I started to perform poetry in around 1999, 2000, around that time. Okay, and so a cousin of mine invited me to an open mic, and I took my little journal that I had been writing in, and I watched everybody do it, and it was just a thing, and I was excited about it, and I got on the stage and I read one of my poems, and the love was just so real. The love of expression. People understood where you were coming from. It was a whole new world for me. And after that point, I met poets that would encourage me to continue. We would sharpen each other,
right.
Push each other. And so I started to write more and more and to perform more and more until eventually I started to put that pad down and memorize my poetry. And so it became my favorite thing to do. I was a young single mother. I didn't have a babysitter,
So where were the kids?
I would actually bundle my kids up.
Oh, wow.
And they were very young at the time. And I would put them on the front couch. The promoter would allow me to put my children on the front couch. Okay.
And then, so that means they knew how to act then.
Right. And they would lay there, okay. And this spot that I would go to was called Love Jones Revived, right at the El Palacio Hotel, the restaurant adjacent to it.
Okay.
And so the manager of the hotel saw me bringing my children, and he said, "You know what? If you can get a babysitter, I'll give you a room for the night."
Wow.
So that I could come to poetry. And so that my kids would be safe and be in a good, safe environment, so they could actually go to sleep. Okay.
Wow.
And it just, that type of love, that's the type of support that I found amongst poets and just people affiliated with the art of poetry.
Well, any of your kids drawn to poetry?
Neither of my children were drawn to poetry. I was very surprised. My daughter, both of them write very well.
Okay, so they're writers.
But they were just not writers.
Not writers. They write well.
They write well.
Okay, well that's.
And they don't want you to call them writers or poets or artists. Or
so you know what? Our kids often want to distinguish themselves from us. So that's good.
Exactly.
That's good. Yeah. And I know you have a grandson too.
Yes.
Do you call your
my grand King?
King.
That's right.
How's he doing?
That's my baby. He's doing very well.
Good. Oh, here's Jody and joined too. Thanks everyone for joining. We're talking about that Marion was recently on your show.
Yes.
Yes. So and now you do. You did an event for maybe a year or two.
Yes.
Ink therapy.
Yes, ink therapy.
And it's coming back.
It is coming back tomorrow.
It's coming back tomorrow. So
that's right.
We'll say the date. So that's Wednesday, September 19th. Talk a little bit about what ink therapy is and how people can join.
So I was looking for a name, a unique name, something that I could relate to when I started my open mic night. And people call their nights different things, right? Mm-hmm. And so I thought about what poetry and spoken word had been for me,
right?
And it was therapy.
Therapy.
The writing, the expression, all of that was therapy for me. And so I wanted to create a platform for other artists as well.
Wonderful.
So
yes,
I host a show,
yes,
of course, and we have a really good time. It's like a big family.
It is, yes.
So people had been asking, to bring it back. Poets had told me that, they stepped on the stage for the first time at Ink Therapy and what it had meant to them. And I wanted to bring it back. I wanted to
I'm glad
do
you
that.
are.
Yeah.
Are you going to make it monthly again?
It is monthly.
It's monthly.
Every third Wednesday.
Okay, every third Wednesday. What's the name of the venue?
Now it is Rain Restaurant and Lounge.
Rain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where is it? It's in Miramar?
It is in Pembroke Pines.
Pembroke Pines, sorry. Pembroke Pines.
Yes. So it is on Palm Avenue.
Okay.
It's in a plaza on Palm Avenue and Pines Boulevard.
Okay. Hey Nancy, hey Anne-Marie, thanks for joining. We're here with May Rain today. So join us tomorrow. I'm going to go to Ink Therapy.
Yes.
I'm going to try to get there early so we could get some seats together.
Are you going to read a poem?
I don't think I'm going to read a poem.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. I mean, maybe I'll bring something just in case.
Okay.
But yeah, it depends on the energy of the place because this is
the energy of the place.
Right. Well, meaning this. If it's people who are really profound and like dynamic, everybody, then I think I'll give them the space. If it's because my poetry, I am not like, I'm a poet.
But
I'll write a poem.
It's a home for everybody.
So maybe
I didn't. The mic is actually
what? What I'll do because I'm coming early. I could go like in the early
show.
In the early part, in the early part. But yeah, so maybe I'll write something for it or bring something that I wrote before.
Okay.
So yeah, but I'm glad that you mentioned it because I actually didn't think of it. But I know some people who are performing who are coming out tomorrow. So yeah. And I first met May Rain when she performed at Thou Art Woman.
Yes.
Which I've been producing since 2014 with some great friends supporting it, and that has been amazing.
Yes.
And May Rain returns to Thou Art Woman in March.
Yes.
March 2nd, 2019. So you'll hear a lot more about that because we're only in September. You'll hear more.
Right.
Yes. So thank you everyone for joining. Sarah in New Orleans, Holly, everybody, thank you. Please share the conversation. Ask questions. We're here. Okay. Oh, Julian, I may hit the stage depending on how good the bartender is.
Oh.
Okay, maybe let me get you a drink or four. Yeah,
that's right.
That's right. See that performance.
I would love that. I would love her energy.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, she is
great
energy. Special energy. I love her.
Yeah, come. I'm trying to get there early so we can get seats. So join me. Meet me up there.
Yes.
I'll text you, Julianne and Nancy.
Definitely.
I've been encouraging people because I want us to be able to come up and sit early.
Yes,
get our seats and stuff.
Sit and get in the front.
Want to be in the front.
Where the action is.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, definitely. So I always ask every guest on Queer Conversations if they're comfortable. How they identify. So I'll ask you in terms of LGBTQ, our beautiful rainbow spectrum. How do you identify?
I identify as a feminine lesbian.
Okay, as a feminine lesbian. Nice.
Yes.
And do you have like a coming out story in terms of when you came out to whether your family, yourself, your community that you'd like to share?
I think about that often as I've talked to more women, connected with more people in our community. It of course causes you to reflect, and I'm like, what happened? I always ask myself, well, what happened? And there are so many things that happened when I was kind of just journaling about it. I realized that coming out is a continual thing.
Yes, I agree.
It's not for some people, they make that announcement to the world. But for other women, it's something that you are constantly doing. You're constantly coming out.
Yes.
And so my first experience was I was in high school, and we had the house phone at that time, right?
Yes. So, like corded like on the wall or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember
so
those.
you have one in your parents' room, and you have one in the kitchen and one in the
wall.
living room, right?
Yes.
And so my phone rings, and of course, I'm a phone freak like most teenage girls. And so I run to the phone, and I pick up the phone, And my mother picks up the phone in her bedroom.
Okay.
And so, my mother says, hello. And someone on the other line says, your daughter's a bulldagger.
Oh, man.
And I'm like,
yikes.
Okay. I wasn't ready for that conversation.
No.
And so I think because of that experience, I spent a long time trying to convince my mom that that was not the case.
Okay.
And so, you go through all of these different things. I went through a marriage to a male,
okay,
which was a great experience because I got, my children and, all of the things that came with that experience. So I don't regret that. Good. It also makes me feel a little bit more well-rounded in terms of my perspectives, right, on the subject. And so I did have to share with him,
yes,
listen.
At some point. I relate to that experience.
Yeah.
yes.
And I hear all the time, people talk about down low men.
Okay, yeah.
And you don't hear a lot about the conversation of down low women.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I was in that marriage.
Okay.
Knowing that I was, attracted to women. And
did he know? Did you share with him?
Not initially.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I always say, well, I can't judge a down low
man. Right. Yeah.
If I was also, on the down low as well. And so I did share that with him, and which was our breaking point when I sat him down and said, I can't continue living this life.
Right.
And so things, we're amicable.
Okay, good.
Co-parenting.
Good.
Beautiful. Now of course my son is
young
an
man.
adult.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's not our worry anymore as much, but
that's good. I'm glad you're able to co-parent and everything.
Definitely.
So important. Yes. Yeah. And then what happened at some point with your mom in terms of her knowing about who you are?
Other conversations. Other conversations as it, as she described it initially as a phase.
Okay.
Trying to understand it. And I realized at some point that it wasn't a thing of hatred. Mm-hmm. My mother did not have hatred towards anyone, really. She's a very loving woman. She just didn't understand it, and she had a very limited perspective. My mother's 82.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so, for her, a lot of things, even between male and female, are considered sin.
Right. Okay. So she's religious
things,
as well.
Right. She's very religious. And so, I would say that now we've evolved to the best place that we've ever been. And I think that me being honest with myself, being comfortable with myself, mm-hmm. And being powerful mm-hmm. within myself, it's very hard for another strong woman not to be proud of you.
She's proud of you.
Yeah, and so that's a beautiful thing.
And are you still a newlywed? Would you consider yourself a newlywed?
I'm gonna be a newlywed forever.
You acted like a newlywed. Yeah, I love it. So I'll tell you congrats. Okay, Jodian is asking, did he ever remarry?
He never remarried. Okay. No, he never remarried.
And then you're recently married.
I am.
And what is it, like a year? Is it more than a year?
It's 2017.
Okay,
so
and
we made a year.
Just made a year. Okay, congratulations. So yeah, still
mm-hmm.
newlyweds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see your flirtations and
definitely
and stuff online.
Definitely, and very close.
Now, will she be there tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, good. I've never met her.
You've never met her?
No. I only see on social media.
Right.
So I look forward to seeing it in real
life. A lot
life.
of people say that.
Yeah, so I really look forward. And she looks how she appears on Facebook,
yes,
right?
She
okay,
does.
so
yes, she does.
So I'll recognize her when I see her.
You'll recognize her.
She's going to probably have a lot of people running to her like, hey, because I feel like I know her.
Right,
but we don't know each other.
Yes,
but I look forward to meeting your wife.
Yes.
I look forward to that. So yeah, feel free to ask questions here. So I know you want to talk a couple more things we want to talk about. Your mm-hmm. overall, in addition to being a poet, mm-hmm. that you're an entrepreneur. You do
definitely
several other things. We can take some time and talk a little bit about that and share what you'd like to share. And I know you also want to share about Brown Girls Read Miami.
Yes.
So maybe we do that and then a little bit about entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about Brown Girls Read.
Brown Girls Read is an online book club that I started through Facebook.
Okay.
And it's just united some amazing women.
Wonderful.
We read one book a month.
I like this.
And that is also something that, we fell off a little bit because everybody is so busy. All of the entrepreneurs and powerful queens are doing so many things. Things. And so, for me, reading is something that that reminds me to kind of chill out and to just not be so consumed with my own story, but to also embrace the stories of other people. And so I love it. I read maybe about 50 to 100 books a year.
That's wonderful.
So I don't impose that on other people. But so, we do read. And
so you pick a book, and then when do you discuss it? Do you discuss it online. Like by typing to each other?
Yes. Okay. For now, it is online. I do want to create an event out of it where we come together.
That would be great. Yeah.
But we're at about, I believe, somewhere between 79 and 100 members.
Wonderful. So it's on Facebook here? It's called Brown Girls Read
Miami.
Okay, so you can check that out if you'd like to join this nice club.
Yes.
I need to read for more leisure because when I'm reading, it's always something about like how to improve my life.
Exactly.
So it's a lot of stuff. I don't know if you do like more like leisurely topics because I do need to do just a nice story.
Right.
Just stories.
I like stories that bring women together.
Nice.
Where we can share other women's experiences.
Okay, good.
And so that's what it is for me. I do read a lot of self-help books.
Yeah, I'm just like so much of it.
I really do. I do read a lot of that. But what I'm presenting to this group, you don't want to throw it all on them at one time,
right. Yeah.
So right now we're doing leisure.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to take a look because I really need to. I have someone who's helping me with different things in my life, and he was like, can you please this month pick up a book that has nothing to do with anything about improving your life? I have like 5-day weekend, 4-day work week.
You would love the book we're reading right now.
Yeah, so I'll take a look because I read about LGBT experiences, how to do it. So it's like can I just read?
Yes.
It's more relaxing.
Self-care.
Okay, so I don't know. Jodianne is saying no eye contact. What? No eye contact? I didn't get that. So maybe she means tomorrow when she's performing, she doesn't want me to look at her. And then
no eye contact.
Okay. Do you have any new candles? So Marion has a line of candles.
Yes,
right?
Yes, Moonflower Essentials.
Moonflower Essentials.
Yes.
And where can people get those candles?
They can find those candles on my website, www.mayrain.com.
Okay, so we'll make sure after this. I'll make sure I put all the links in.
Yes.
So at mayrain.com we can get. Oh, do you have any new candles? She's asking.
New candles. Let's see, who's that? Crystal Soy. Yeah. Okay, so new candles. We did release the Love Again candle, which is actually a candle that my wife and I created together.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, to celebrate our love. Okay, and so people are really loving that candle. It has some essential fragrances in there that inspire love and happiness and elevate your mood and that type of thing. So you have your citrus and things along that line. So people are loving that one. I will have some of those tomorrow as well.
Oh, good. So you'll have candles. And you also have a few books that you've published.
Yes.
What do you tell us, remind me, and tell us?
Okay. So the books that I published, I did My Right to Live in Love. That was in 2011. That is my first collection of poetry. The next book was The Sound of Silence, which I published, in 2014, which is also a collection of poetry. And the third was a writing journal. It is a guided writing journal. Let's see.
Oh, she says no eye contact with her wife. Who is me? Wants to make eye contact or Marion? Okay. It's because
other people.
Yeah, other people. I do see that there's kind of this storyline of people need to stay away from your wife, but not people like me.
Not people like
no,
you.
More like feminine women, right? Okay. We'll just pause there. So that's fine. So yes. Okay, good. Thank you. So so you have the 3 books, and can people get a book?
Yes.
Also
people
at mayrain.com?
Yes, mayrain.com. So the journal is Because the Journey Begins with You.
Okay. Great. And then where do people get more information about ink therapy?
Ink therapy, I've mostly been pushing on my Facebook page because I do have a large following there.
Yes.
And so I believe that most of my following is on Facebook.
Yes.
I have been sending out some emails and
so are you fine with people adding you here on Facebook? Adding May Rain? So it's May, you said the spelling is May, M-A-Y, then Rain, R-E-I-G-N. So you can add May Rain.
Definitely.
And so of course you're going to be performing. tomorrow, or maybe not, of course. But
well, I'll be hosting the show tomorrow. Yeah. So I may do something small, but I really want to spotlight the other artists there, especially our feature. She's coming in from Chicago.
Oh, nice.
Her name is Emerald Green.
Wow.
So,
I look forward to hearing
she's a very powerful poet, and I want to spotlight the other artists that are there. I do have some shows that are coming up. I'll be for Thou Art Woman. Yes. I have, other performances that I'll be announcing later on as well. Good. And so when I do have a feature, I try to
take a step back.
Back.
That's good. It's just like you're just giving more space.
Right. And also to embrace my other art forms as well. Because hosting is a big thing.
It is. Yeah.
It's a big thing.
I host.
I know you do. Yes.
I've been co-hosting, which is good. I've had people like Nick Harris join me for the last one. Ari Safar has joined me.
Right.
Someone who was Diana Mera, now he is Valentin Mera, joined me. So it's good to have the balance of the co-host too, because it's a lot of energy.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it.
The co-host is good. I did solo hosting for the first maybe 3, 4, 5 Dark Women's, and I think the first co-host was Ari. And I had this other space in my head, really, to make this, because I was making decisions while I was hosting, like who's going to go next.
My co-host of choice will be Jodie Ann.
Okay, Jodie Ann. You hear that?
Yes.
So is that tomorrow or is it in the future?
In the future.
Yes, you hear that?
We gotta feel it out.
Feel it out.
I would love for her to come experience the show and
see what it's like.
And create her own,
energy.
Her own energy about how she connects with the show as well.
It's good. So I recommend it. I got to see the show differently because I could step out of it and watch it. Right. And I want to say probably by 2020 I might have like me just saying, good evening, everyone. I'm handing off the show to some host, and I can sit and watch it, and I can evaluate and see and enjoy it differently. So
I know that I'll always host in therapy. Yeah. If I'm as long as I'm in town, I'll always host it. Yeah. I love it.
I love it too. I know you do, and you do a great job too.
Thank you.
You do a really good job.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. I mean, when you're doing, I went to a couple of them out there, and I feel that you are, you're natural, and that's the best thing. I think this is when you're hosting, to be authentic, to be actual, whoever you are, and make people feel feel comfortable to hit the stage.
Definitely.
Everybody's not going to be the most dynamic poet.
Right.
For example, if I perform,
it's
like, I'm not like, but I have something good to share. Right. But everybody is beautiful.
The thing about poetry, though, I believe that every poet has that poet that they look up to as an artist.
Yes.
No matter how great you are, there's always someone else.
Yeah,
someone else that has a different style from you, that you admire. And so South Florida, because I've been all over, I've seen poets from all over the world, and I admire the poetry community from South Florida. There's just something different about us. There definitely a different perspective. We've seen a lot. We've seen a lot, and I love the way that it's expressed. So,
we have some dynamic points there.
Definitely.
Big up Tabitha and Karen. You should come out tomorrow to Ink Therapy. I've been saying I'm going to go a little early. Hopefully, we're going to have a little section in the front. Come and represent. Yeah. Yes. And it's $10. Right?
Yeah,
it's like $10. A great deal.
Right.
Great deal.
Right, exactly. You get a really good show for $10.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And it goes until like what time?
I'm going to try for about, I'm going to try before midnight.
Oh, wow. So it's late.
I'm going to try to end before midnight. Yeah. Okay. But I mean, everybody doesn't have to stay until midnight.
So for me, midnight, I always joke, my bed texts me.
Right.
It's like, where are you, G? What are you doing? What time are you getting home? So it's a beautiful, large, king-size bed, white sheets, white comforter.
Right.
So it's waiting there.
Waiting
for me.
I get it.
So, but yeah, I'll be there for a few hours for sure.
Okay.
I will.
Let's see.
Okay, see you. Oh, great! I'm glad you're coming.
See you tomorrow.
And then Sarah's my best friend all the way in New Orleans. She said she wished she could be here. So maybe
you
one.
Can.
Yeah, fly. Come on down. One month that you come down, maybe.
Definitely.
Because you say it's the third Wednesday of every month.
Wednesday of every month.
She said G will never be able to make it to midnight.
I believe it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I believe you're gonna be tipping out about 9:45.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So and it's funny because there's a time when we're best friends from high school in Jamaica, and we would be probably going to parties at 11 o'clock. So I did that. You know, I did that for so long. I partied till the sun came up.
Right.
And then now, you know,
listen. I have great friends that throw amazing parties.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm lucky that they love me, okay? Because I mean, things have changed, so I can't party the way.
Not the same way, not till 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I can't do it.
But I'm really looking. Oh, okay. Here is Karen. Karen, you know Karen, she does bow tie girl.
Oh.
Yeah, so she needs a clone. I guess she's saying maybe she's busy, but no, this is a good thing. It's gonna be every third Wednesday.
Yeah.
At the same place. So we can make a thing of it. You know, to come on.
Definitely.
Out. Yeah,
definitely.
So I don't know if you want to do something right now. I put you on the spot to perform, or we want to wait for people to come tomorrow or see
come tomorrow.
Come tomorrow.
Definitely
yeah,
because
Mayrain is always amazing, and I know you said you might just give people a little taste tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I gotta do something.
Gonna do a little something, right? You're gonna do a
yes.
little something tomorrow.
Yes.
And then you have. I saw that. Did you go? You traveled somewhere to perform recently, or you're traveling?
I will be. Yeah,
you will be.
I will be.
That's
I have,
wonderful.
5 shows in DC coming up.
Wow!
Yeah.
Congrats, DC.
Yes.
Get ready.
Yes.
Get ready.
Amazing. I'm so excited.
I'm proud of you, and I'm excited too.
Thank you so
You're
much.
National poet.
Yes.
Once you're going to different places in the country here, you know.
Yes.
So that's good.
Yes.
That's
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. An amazing journey.
So I wrap up with what I call queer conversation closing questions. So I ask the question, you just.
I'm scared of your question.
No, don't be scared. I don't know we're wrapping up. If anybody, I'm surprised Jodianne didn't give it to you because Jodianne.
I know.
Usually
she normally comes with
I don't know what happened to Jodianne.
Let me see what she's
Maybe
doing
she's going to do
there.
something tomorrow in therapy.
Maybe I need to come over. I should head over there when I leave here.
Yes, yeah. I'm wondering what
up to.
I'm wondering how come Jodianne has been so tame.
Yes.
I don't know, but tomorrow maybe she'll hit the stage and not be so tame.
That's right.
So yeah, but she said be scared. I think Sarah has noticed Jodianne's question. She's been very, She's funny enough. You say co-host. I tease and say sometimes she's a co-host of Queer Conversations because she'll ask some, you know. But good to have you, Jodianne, always. Okay, so Queer Conversation closing questions. First one is, what inspires you?
What inspires me? You know what inspires me? My journey. Just to reflect. I'm constantly reflecting on what I've been through. And so, you know, what I've been through has just inspired me so much because I survived so many things. And from that perspective, I'm motivated to continue, you know, because it keeps getting greater. You know, I say every year, this is my year. You know, I'm a person of affirmations, and I manifest everything that I want.
I love that. That's powerful.
And so because of that, I'm always excited to know, you know, I believe that whatever it is that I want to do, the universe is always waiting for me to awaken for that moment.
That's beautiful.
And so I'm like, what's next? You know, what's next? It's always something more, always something next to come. And it keeps me going. It keeps me inspired. It keeps me happy. And it's an energy that is contagious for the people around me.
Yeah, I feel it. Mayrain, if you're not following her, and if you're following her, you see it. Mayrain will post beautiful, inspiring things, hilarious jokes. She has. I know you get teased. You got 10,000 likes. There's a joke that says, like, if Mayrain says, "Hey y'all," it's like 5,000 likes and heart signs. So you have a great following of people, which is wonderful.
I
support
love them.
You.
I
Yeah,
love them
support
all.
you.
You know, I have friends that I've been friends with that, you know, I held hands and walked into elementary school with.
Wow.
That's beautiful. That are still in my life, like a major part of my life, you know, and wonderful. So I have siblings from high school. You know, I feel like they're my siblings. You know, yes. Lovely. And so
let's see here. Sorry, business call. I have to catch up and see what the last 10 minutes were about. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Ashe, amen. Sarah says she's enjoying what you're saying and appreciating it.
Thank you.
So what makes you laugh?
You want to know the truth?
I want to know the truth. Nothing but truth.
Every fucking thing. Everything. Okay.
That's good. You can find a joke in everything.
Everything.
I love it. I love it.
Everything makes me laugh. I laugh, and I mean I laugh ridiculously every single day.
Oh,
every
that's
day.
Beautiful. I love that. Good.
Laughter is a big part of my day.
Good.
You know,
I love it.
My wife and I wake up in the morning laughing, laughing about something,
That's good. It keeps you all young and healthy.
Yeah,
yes.
Yesterday morning she got up for work. Was it yesterday? Sunday morning. Yes, Sunday morning she got up for work, and when we talked, I got out of bed and I stood in the window and I held the blinds open so she could see me watching her, right? And so then I'm like, okay, I think she's seen me, and I go back to bed. And she calls me like, I didn't see you in the blinds this morning. I'm like, and we scream, like, just anything.
I love that.
We laugh. We go to bed every night laughing. My friends and I, there are very serious issues that are going on
but we need
in this world. Mm-hmm. But we need to remember the laughter.
Yes.
There's
remember the laughter.
Not enough of it for me. I had a conversation with Angela Davis.
Oh, nice.
And, I guess everybody has questions that they would ask her if they were given the opportunity. I had the opportunity to sit next to her at lunch at an event that we did. And I just wanted to know, was there anything that she would have done differently? And her answer was that she would have laughed more.
Oh, interesting.
Loved more.
That's a great question.
And done a little bit more self-care.
Self-care.
And so for me, I came to acknowledge that being in the struggle does not mean that you reflect that every single day, every single moment.
Right.
It is important to find the beauty in your life, and in the living things around you, so the fight is important, but so is the love and the laughter.
Yes, Sarah says laughter is so important for thriving partnerships. Definitely.
It is.
So I got two more questions for you. The next question is probably one of my favorites. What is sexy to you?
My wife.
Oh, of course. Oh, blush, blush, blush. Blush, blush, blush. I love that.
She does it for me every day. She knows too, every day. Okay?
That's good.
Every day.
Oh, man.
It's a good combination.
I love that.
That's what I wanted.
Yes,
I wanted, women talk about what they want all the time.
Right.
And somewhere we began to believe that we could not have what we wanted, and that it was just too much to ask for, good conversation, a person that is loving towards you and that makes you feel loved, right? And then somebody that you could have amazing sex with and amazing time with and all of these things. And so if you know me, you know that I can go on nice droughts.
So now you're not in the drought, and that's good.
Now
you're patient.
The cobwebs are gone. Listen, it's an oasis. Okay, it is a national themed water park.
Good, I love that. We might make that into a meme. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah. So, so the last question is, what is so great about being a feminine lesbian?
What is so great about it? I mean, for me, I think it would be greatness in whatever I would choose to be, or to identify as. I love that my wife will not let me lift a finger.
Oh, that's nice.
I love that.
That's lovely. I like that.
No grocery, nothing. She's like, give it to me, give it to me.
Okay, nice.
And so to be treated like a queen in your relationship is just, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and so I love that. I do understand that not all women want that, I don't put that role on everybody. That just happens to be our dynamic, in our makeup. But I love it. I love being catered to in that way. And also I love serving her in love, not in subservience.
Right, serving her in
but
love.
in love.
Right.
I love that. I love making her plate and doing all those little, little sweet things for her. but I love all the things that she does for me as well.
That's lovely. You're a beautiful couple.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you everyone here for joining. Please share the conversation. Please tune in every Tuesday, 6 p.m. EST. How did you rejuvenate your spirit and energy when you feel depleted? So we'll take that question and then we'll wrap up.
How do you rejuvenate your spirit?
Good question. Thank you, Tracy.
And energy. You have to first examine the space that you're in. What is causing you to feel depleted? You have to, I try not to get too biblical.
Right.
Okay. I don't know if she's familiar with the story of the woman that wanted to touch the hem of Jesus's garment.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that story?
No.
Okay, so let's not use that analogy.
And I know a lot of the Bible because I went to Christian schools in Jamaica.
You went to Christian school?
Yeah, all the schools.
So you remember the story. Come on now. She wanted to touch the hem of Jesus' garment so she could be made whole.
Okay.
And so anyway, Jesus is standing there and he says, someone touched me.
Okay.
Okay. And so they said to him, there are multitudes of people. Anyone could have touched you.
Right.
And he said, no, virtue left from me.
Oh.
Okay. When you are a good person, when you are a giving person, when you are a giving person, a loving person, a healer, even if you don't identify yourself as a healer, but you're someone that is always giving, there will always be takers.
Right.
Okay, there will always be people that will suck from you. And so, you meet people that are attracted to your energy and then you say, why? Why is it that you're attracted to my energy? It's not always that they want to add or build to that energy.
That's
sometimes they want to suck and to take. And I always tell people that, when you're a person of light, moths are also attracted to light. Right. So you have to be careful and to examine who's around you, because you are a reflection of the people that are around you. And we don't want to acknowledge that because we don't want to take on the, the baggage of other people. But we do. We do. We do. And we are spiritual beings. And, spirits cannot be contained to bodies. Right. So if I am around you and there is goodness and there is good health and good wealth, then those things will start to interchange that energy and we'll start to reflect each other. And so the first thing that I do when I start to feel defeated, depleted, and any of those, dominated, okay, any of those things, okay? I have a good friend that says, are you a victim or a volunteer?
Look at that.
And so that is something, shout out to Sharon Jameson for that, because I am always asking myself, when I'm feeling those things, am I a victim or am I volunteering to maintain this headspace that I shouldn't? Right? And so,
yes,
we got to start asking those questions. The answers are in the questions.
Yes. So follow Mayreign, MAYREIGN.
Yes.
If you are in Fort Lauderdale, South Florida, come to Ink Therapy tomorrow, which is Wednesday.
Yes.
Where are we? September 19th.
I'm going to say
May. May. September. Brilliant. Seriously, victim or volunteer. Yeah, we got a philosopher over here. Wonderful. Sarah said she did this today. Perfect. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes.
If you're in Fort Lauderdale, please come to Ink Therapy Wednesday, September 19th. Doors open 7. Show starts
8, between 8 and 8:30. Okay.
I'll be there at 8. In the front, come and join me.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, guys.